Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Venerable, all judges, venerable ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Introduce myself. My name is Wirda Anggraini Putri. I'm from class B and I'm from affirmative team. Boarding school consists of two words, namely boarding and school. Boarding means boarding and school means schools. Boarding school is a boarding school system where students and also teachers and school managers live in a dormitory within a school environment within a certain period of time. Usually one semester interpreted with a vacation of 1 month to finish school. Boarding school students attend a regular education from morning to afternoon at school, then continue with religious education or special values education at night. For 24 hours, the students are under the education and supervision of the supervising teachers. Boarding schools are educational institutions where students not only learn but also reside and live together with the institutions. Boarding schools combines place at home is transferred to school institutions, where in the school various housing facilities are provided: bedroom, living room, study room, and sports venue, library, and art. Benefit boarding school. The first, with the Pesantren or boarding school system, a student or santri not only learns cognitive but also affective and psychomotor. And then one of the best ways to teach the effective words is setting example and example from influential leader and people around children. The boarding system emphasizes more on education independence. And next, boarding school usually have complete facilities as a support for achieving the target of boarding school education programs. Boarding schools can design comprehensive, holistic education program from religious education programs, academic development, life skills to building global insight. I'm from affirmative STEM, so I'm agree with this motion. Boarding school system is beneficial to children. Why? Because boarding school can train children much more independently, and in boarding school, children can learn 24 hours. And all involved in the learning process, children become less have time to play, that only spend time with mobile phones. That are not useful facilities in boarding schools are also more complete and make it easier for children in the learning process. If in public school, a child can be more negligent in his duties. In boarding school, the child will be taught to be more responsible in assessment and personal matters, that starting to store good and complete his work. And and the second speaker will explain the other benefits of boarding school that is easier for children who have assingment because of the more adequate facilities at the hostel. Okay. For me, I think boarding school system is beneficial to children. Can make this can useful for children whose homes are far from school. So it saves more money and more security. Not all children are close to the school environment, close to the city, while most of the school children are far from the home school environment. Many who live in rural areas far from city, and many are also able to go to school through the damaged roads, and they are even more dangerous as well. From here, we can find a problem in children to be able to come to school at time and safety. Therefore, with the boarding school, only because child safety is more guaranteed. Not every day has to go home with guaranteed safety. With boarding school, child safety is more guaranteed because in the hostel also children get other benefits. Boarding school also save money because parents spend more on children's education than on allowance. In the children's dormitory will get more complete facilities, more educated than in public school. In the boarding school, facilities have been provided for the needs of their learning process is more effective. Children can study 24 hours in boarding school because there is less time to play for children. Children will also be more creative with their own work because in doing anything at boarding school, children are not given to hold a cell phone at all, and to hold a cell phone, a child is given a short time. So, in the addition to saving costs, many other benefits are obtained at boarding school. I have data from UNESCO Brista AI 2015 also emphasize good study facilities benefits of boarding school. For poor children studying at home in overcrowded houses with no electricity is often difficult because children that do not lose time in traveling to and from school, and especially girls, are not burdened with domestic chores. More time is left for studying. However, additional interventions could help to improve and lengthen study time. Additional study time in the case of day schools as well. Example of interventions can be extracurricular activities or supervised study hours. The first, promote access to shopping. Often, boarding school UNESCO focus mainly on state boarding school are established to increase learning opportunities for underserved and disadvantaged communities. Boarding school make, for example, schooling possible for many rural children contribute to attain gender equality in enrollment, retention, and achievement by offering food, accommodation, and a place in school. Boarding school contribute to the attendance of gains. Barriers for attending school and for studying are diminished by boarding school. And then provide better learning environment to children. Study facilities in the boarding school are, for example, better than an overconfident home with no electricity. And then enhance academic performance of children, especially of girls. Children do not have to spend time on going long distance to school and are not burdened with domestic chores at home. And next, give security and protection to girls. This counts especially for societies where girls' movement outside home is not permitted. And let's protect children in emergency situation, for example, natural disaster or civil wars. In emergency situations, boarding school can continue their activities. Boarding school can also offer shelter and education to street and displaced children. Okay, so for the conclusion, the boarding school system can have many benefits for children. Almost all boarding school children find that they are more independent and self-reliant than their other peers. They have to solve daily problems themselves, like organizing for soup when they run out or making sure that their school uniforms are washed and ironed. Boarding students live a more regimented life than their peers. Meal times are set as is study time if they are allowed to watch TV, if also closely regulated. Learning discipline is important for children as it will help them achieve their goals. Okay, so that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for watching, and I'm close. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.